You know what your deal is, right? You want to be noticed. You crave that look, that smile, that nod of approval. Every move you make screams for it. But here's the truth, they don't care about you. They're not looking for the real you. No way. They want to see the version that fits their world, the version that keeps them comfortable. The second you show them what's under the surface, oh, they can't handle that. They run. They'll call you names. A weirdo, a loser, a monster. And why? Because deep down, you're everything they're terrified of. You're the raw truth they spend their whole lives trying to bury. You've got all this pain, this anger, this chaos inside, and instead of hiding it, you let it out. You show the world what they're too scared to face in themselves. And it freaks them out. They hate that you refuse to play their game. They don't know what to do with someone who's not afraid to admit, hey, I'm a mess, but I'm still standing. They want the clean version. The easy version, the lie. Let me drop some reality on you, life. It's brutal, twisted. You ever wonder why it keeps kicking you when you're down? Because that's when people feel powerful, when they can stand over someone they think is weaker. And when you start to rise, when you push through the dirt and refuse to stay down, they can't handle that. They laugh at you, they try to tear you down again. They say, who do you think you are? You don't belong here. You'll never make it. But here's the part. They don't get the real test isn't how hard you get hit. It's how you get back up. When they see you still standing, bruised and bloody, but with that fire still burning inside, that scares them. They don't know what to do with that. They panic. Because deep down, they know they would have folded. They would have given up a long time ago. But not you. You're different. You're real. You don't quit. But they'll never admit that. Because admitting it means they'd have to confront their own weaknesses, their own demons. And that, they can't handle. You ever feel like you're out there all alone? Like nobody sees you no matter what you do? Good, that means you're doing it right. Once you stop giving a damn about what they think, that's when you tap into something different. A power that doesn't need their approval, doesn't need their love, or their applause, hell, not even their pity. You walk your own way. You decide what's right and what's wrong, but don't get it twisted. This path, it's lonely, it's dark, it's rough. You're gonna lose people, friends, family, people you thought would ride with you till the end. That's the price you pay. People think strength is about how much you lift, or how much cash you've got in the bank. Nah. Real strength is standing tall when everyone else walks away. It's baring your soul, showing them who you really are, even if it sends chills down their spine. And trust me, it will. Because the truth, it terrifies people. They're scared of someone who doesn't need their validation. Someone who can walk through the flames and come out the other side breathing. You want the real secret to life. It's not about being on top. It's not about winning. It's about enduring, about surviving the chaos, the heartbreak, the pain, and still being able to look in the mirror and say, I'm still here. When they see that, that's when they'll start to hate you for real. Because they couldn't do it. They wouldn't last a minute in your shoes. They'd break. But you're still standing, even when everything's been stripped away. People, places, pieces of yourself you thought you couldn't live without. And in the end, you'll see none of that really mattered. What matters is that you keep moving, that you prove to them, no matter how hard they try to knock you down, you're unshakable. They won't understand you. They won't love you. They won't want you in their world. And that's fine. You don't need them. You never did. What you need is to keep pushing forward, to show them that when they thought you were finished, that was just the warm-up. You think the world owes you something? You think playing it safe, following all the rules is going to get you a payoff in the end? Nah, kid, that's the biggest lie of all. The game's been rigged from the start. The second you took your first breath, they had you slotted into their plan. Oh, you didn't know. Yeah, they've had this all mapped out from day one. They slap a label on you, throw you into the machine, tell you what's right, what's wrong. Then they sit back and watch you jump through hoops, and you do it like a well-trained puppet. Yes, boss, no, boss. Just trying to climb the ladder, trying to be somebody in their eyes. You spend your whole damn life chasing after that approval, that pat on the back, that moment when someone says, hey, you've made it. Welcome to the club, but guess what? It's not coming. They never wanted you there. Not really. The minute you get close to the truth, the second you start seeing things for what they really are, they shut the door, shove you aside, make you the butt of the joke. But here's the kicker, kid. You are the joke. We all are. Because life's just one big twisted joke. And the sooner you wrap your head around that, the sooner you can stop playing by their rules and start making your own. Oh, I know what you're thinking. This guy's lost it. He's off his rocker again, spouting nonsense, but take a good look. Look at this face. Do I look like I'm messing with you? That's the thing about showing your true self. About being real. They don't know what to do with that. It freaks them out. All their little charades, their masks and lies, they fall apart when they meet someone who doesn't need them. You think people admire honesty? Think they appreciate the truth? Hell no. The truth terrifies them. It's messy. It's ugly. They've spent their whole lives building this fake reality to hide behind, and when you rip off that mask and show them the chaos underneath, they lose it. They'll turn on you, call you the bad guy. Why? Because you had the guts to live in the mess they've been running from all along. Let me tell you a little story. There was this guy, right? Spent his whole life trying to please everyone, followed the script, got the job, the house, the picket fence, the whole damn dream. But something didn't sit right with him. You get me? Like this itch in the back of his mind that wouldn't quit. No matter how much praise, no matter how much success he stacked up, it all felt. Deep down, he knew it didn't mean a damn thing. So one day he just stops the act, stops putting on that fake smile, stops playing by their rules. He decides, screw it, he's gonna live for himself for once. And you wanna know what happens next? They turn on him? All those so-called friends? Vanished? Family? Don't wanna know him. His coworkers? Oh, they're laughing behind his back like he's some kind of joke. The guy's left with nothing but the cold, harsh truth of who he really is. And you know what? That's when he's finally free. Free from all their expectations. Free from their judgments. Free from the lies they spoon-fed him his whole life. But let me tell you something about freedom. Real freedom. It ain't a pretty walk in the park, kid. It's dark, it's lonely, it's brutal. Most people can't handle it. They need the cage. They crave the illusion of safety, the comfort of knowing they're doing what's right in someone else's eyes. But you? Nah, I can see it in your eyes. You're built different. You were born for the storm, for the chaos, for the dark. And once you embrace that, once you stop caring what they think, what they want you to be, that's when you really start living. But don't get it twisted, it's not gonna be easy. You're gonna lose a lot on this journey. Friends, family, everything you thought was important. And yeah, it's gonna hurt like hell. But pain's good. It's a reminder that you're still breathing. They won't get you, and that's fine. Let them laugh, let them talk, let them hate. They're just scared of what you stand for. You're a threat to their entire world because you don't need their approval. You're not afraid to show your scars, your pain, the ugly truth they keep buried. And when you're still standing after all the hits they throw your way, that's when they'll know. That's when they'll realize. They can't break you. But here's the kicker, don't give them the satisfaction of ever thinking they could. You take every hit, every insult, every ounce of pain they try to shove at you, and you turn it into fuel. Let it burn inside you until it becomes the fire that keeps you going. Because in the end, it's never been about winning their game. It's not about proving them wrong. It's about surviving. It's about making it through this twisted, brutal world with your head held high and your soul still intact. And when they look back, when they see you're still there, still standing after all of it, that's when you've won. You're gonna hurt. You're gonna cry. You're gonna scream at the sky and ask why life is so damn cruel. But don't you ever let them see you break. Because that's what they're waiting for. They want to watch you fall apart and to prove their little lie that someone like you can't make it in their world. But you're not like them. You're tougher. You've got something they'll never have the guts to face the darkness inside you and still keep pushing forward. Ever sit and wonder why? Why the hell everything has to hurt so much? Here's the thing, kid. That's where most people give up. They feel the pain and they freeze. They get stuck, caught in their own misery, just going through the motions, hoping one day it'll all just disappear. But it won't. It never does. That pain, that's life, kid. That's the real stuff. Everyone else, they want to run from it, drown it out with distractions, with their shiny toys and fake smiles. But what they don't realize is that pain, that's what makes you alive. That's the cost of being human. They think they're safe. In their little bubbles, their perfect little lives. But deep down, they're scared out of their minds, terrified that one day, that bubble's gonna burst. And the real world's gonna crash in. And they won't have a clue what to do. But not you. Nah, you. You've been living in that storm since the start. You felt it, tasted it, every damn day. And the beauty of it, you survived, you didn't run, you didn't hide. You took every hit, every bruise, every scar. And you're still standing, you're harder than they'll ever be. You've seen the world for what it is, ugly, harsh, unforgiving. And yet, here you are, still breathing. That's more than most people can say. But listen, kids, survival, that's just the start. That's the bare minimum. Anyone can survive if they're lucky enough, or if they're willing to be just another cog in the machine. What I'm talking about, that's a whole different league. I'm talking about thriving, about taking all that pain, all that anger, all that fear, and turning it into something unstoppable. You know why they fear you? Why they keep trying to tear you down? Trying to shove you into their neat little boxes. It's because they see it. They see what you could become if you ever unleashed all that energy inside you. They see the chaos, the potential, the real, raw, unchained power. And it scares them to their core. Because once you stop caring about their rules, their expectations, their pathetic little judgments, you become something they can't predict. You become a wild card. And you know what people hate most? What they can't control. You ever notice how they only cheer when you're at your lowest? When you're broken, crying down in the dirt? They love that. They'll pat you on the back and pretend to care because it makes them feel better about their own lives. But the second you start picking yourself back up, the second you start putting those pieces together and fighting back, oh no, they don't like that. They'll do everything they can to knock you back down. Because in their eyes, you're supposed to stay there. You're supposed to be proof that the world is cruel. And they're just lucky enough to avoid the worst of it. But when you rise, when you stand tall with all your scars, all your pain on display, not ashamed, not broken, but stronger, that's when they start to panic. Because you're living proof that they're wrong. Proof that pain doesn't have to break you. It can make you unshakable. But let me tell you, it's not gonna be easy, kid, never is. Every step you take toward your own freedom, toward your own power, it's gonna feel like hell. Like you're being torn apart from the inside out. You're gonna feel like you're losing everything you thought mattered. And you might be. But that's the price of becoming something more, something greater than they ever wanted you to be. People, oh, they'll walk out on you. Trust me on that. The ones who can't handle your truth, who can't deal with your strength and unbreakable spirit, they'll leave. And you'll want to chase them. You'll want to beg them to stay, to accept you, to love you for who you really are. But don't you dare. Don't even think about it. You stand tall, let them walk. Let them go. Because the people who can't handle the real you, they were never meant to stay anyway. They were only there to show you what you don't need. See, kid, I've been there. I've walked through those same fires. Hell, I live in the flames. And you know what I've learned? The ones who really matter, the ones who stick with you through it all, they don't care about your flaws. They don't mind your darkness. They love you because of it. Why? Because they see it too. They've got that same darkness inside themselves. And they respect that you've had the guts to face it. That's rare, you know? Most people, they spend their whole damn lives running from themselves, scared of what they might find if they dig too deep, afraid of the monsters lurking underneath. But you've stared those monsters down, and you walked right through them. You made it to the other side. That's what makes you dangerous. That's what makes you unstoppable. You want to know the real secret? The thing that sets people like us apart from everyone else? It ain't strength. It ain't smarts. And it sure as hell ain't power, it's will. The will to keep going when everything around you is falling apart. The will to stand tall when the whole damn world is trying to drag you down. The will to say, I don't care what you think. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you do. I'm not going anywhere. Most people, they fold at the first sign of trouble. They buckle under the weight. But not you. You've got something inside you. Something that refuses to quit, refuses to break. And that scares the hell out to them. You're going to be tested, kid. Again and again. Life's gonna throw everything at you, trying to break you, trying to make you quit. But you won't. You can't, because deep down you know there's something bigger waiting on the other side. Something worth fighting for. You want to show them the real you, the one they can't handle? Then don't just survive. You thrive. Rise from the ashes of their expectations. Shatter their limitations. Become something they couldn't even dream of. They won't know how to deal with you. They'll try to tear you down. Break your spirit. Crush your dreams. But here's the thing, kid. They can't destroy what they don't understand. And they'll never understand you. So let them try. Let them hate. Let them fear. It doesn't matter. Because in the end, you'll be the one coming out on top. You'll be the one walking through the fire stronger than ever. And when they see that, when they realize they couldn't break you, that's when they'll finally get just how dangerous you really are.